How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and this time I'm going to be doing some repairs on the house in Murkwater construction site. It's nothing crazy. Mainly I'm just putting up some walls and then placing down some roofs. Unlike some of my older builds, I'm not going to do like a bunch of crazy stuff with the house, and I don't really do a whole lot of crazy stuff with the decoration on the inside. Um, because I think a lot of this settlement is going to be mainly like actual original structures rather than just rebuilding pre-war structures. Which there's nothing wrong with rebuilding pre-war structures, but I just finished Croup Manor, and I just feel like doing something, uh, original rather than just a repair of like a pre-war structure, which a lot of people have also done before. Of course, I don't really. It's probably kind of hard to do it other ways, but I try not to. So like this, I'm just pretty simple repair. I just fix all the walls and add a little roof, and it's nothing crazy. I may do something later on top. I may not. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But right here, I have added a bunch of walls along the side, and then where this window is on this side, I added a half wall over the window, and then I move on to the other side. Just adding some half walls and stuff, filling in some of these smaller gaps, because over on this side the wall's not as long. The building doesn't go so far to the right as it does on my left here. So I don't really have to worry about putting a full wall on this right side. So it's just half walls right here. And this is just me trying to mix up the textures a little bit to not have a bunch of repeating textures. I think I move it over. I try to move this half wall over to the right slightly to line up with the edge of the building. And having a huge problem with the place anywhere tool. I haven't switched over yet on when I recorded this. This is before I had actually found the Quappa mod, so I had built this and then found the Quappa mod sometime after this. So there may be one more video that I use the regular place anywhere tool. And then also the front door area is like one step lower than the rest of the house. So where I place all of the other walls, I end up like filling in the gap with fences. And then where there is the hole in this half wall, I fill in the gap with a fence, just to make it look like it's a little bit better boarded up. And so now I think that that looked pretty good. It looks like it's kind of attached to the building instead of just being placed in that gap. And then it's just a matter of fixing this side. So what I end up doing, yeah, you can see there's it's like perfectly in line with the way that the building is torn up, but you can see right through that grate, so it kind of adds like a window effect. And then I move on to the back of the house. Just add a couple walls on both sides because there's only two major gaps inside of this, or I'll add 3 walls because on that left side it's all kind of, there's like this space. It's like the wall is broken majorly in 2 spots, but then just like a thin line all the way across the top. It's like broken down, so the whole wall is a little bit lower than where it regularly would be. So I end up having to fill in those gaps as well. But right here, I couldn't get it to just regularly clip in. like they usually do, but instead I just used the place anywhere tool. I moved it over, tried to line it up a little bit with that right side, and then moved it to the left, and then got the plywood pieces to kind of glitch through the way that I like, just depending on what they look like. And then, like I said, just filling in the small gap above the upper half of the wall. These walls, these half shack walls, slide right into the wall. And yeah, there's some texture glitches going on, but yeah, it's nothing impossible to do here. And I'm moving another half shack wall. And this one kind of blends the texture between that plywood piece and that regular wooden boarded piece. And yeah, that corner does have a little bit of a gap. I think that I try to fix that right here. Yeah. So just place in a metal shack railing. And I probably could have blended in some more metal on this build, like in general, but it's just rebuilding the house, so it's woody, or it's wood and scrappy and stuff, so it works the way that it is. And then it's just a matter of getting the roof on here, so I was trying to see how many roofs would actually snap on, and then I would just put in the quarter roof pieces from there. And what I end up doing, yeah, just grabbing the place anywhere tool, moving it, moving the roof up into this little gap over the front door. And I'm just trying to line it up on this left side. And you can see it doesn't really clip too much between the two roofs. And I think I do, yeah, I try to fix that, but it won't work because I left a gap there in the roof. But I end up building the way up there. And now it's just a matter of just filling in the rest of the build, actually, so, or rest of the roof build. So I go to CVA, Custom Vanilla Assets, really good mod. Where I got all of my other materials, the half shack walls and everything, all of that is from unlocked settlement objects. I've had a couple people question like what mods I'm using and stuff recently, and so yeah, custom vanilla assets and unlocked settlement objects. For like the glitching tools, those come with unlocked settlement objects, but it depends on what DLCs you have. So some objects come with the DLCs. I think the only things that you get from the original game are the Raider Spike, which isn't a glitching tool in USO, or the original like garden fence post. They use that as a glitching tool as well. But I do not believe that there is a requirement for Place Anywhere or Quappa. So if you can find Quappa, it's I just did a video on it a couple days ago, and I left a link in that video on where to find Quappa. So make sure that you check that out. And if you're looking for that, or if you're trying to use that mod, it's a tutorial, so you might be able to get a couple tips from that. But yeah, just using these quarter roof pieces from Custom Vanilla Assets. It's pretty easy to pick up with Place Anywhere. You just set them down, then kind of move the Place Anywhere tool into the corner of the actual roof piece. And I think that you can pillar glitch them like you regularly would any other non-snappable object. And they work just fine. It's really useful whenever trying to fill in the little gaps in your regular roof. And then just filling in this back gap over here. And just kind of blending them together so that they look like one continuous texture instead of having a bunch of clashing pieces. And then, like I said, there is a bit of a gap over here, so I just go ahead and fill that in. One of the issues I was having was I didn't know if it was going to clip through the front, so I jumped down, but it wasn't clipping, so thankfully it wasn't clipping. And I was able to just move straight on to the next one, and I just kind of tried to get it the same distance. And you can see I kind of made it clip through a little bit there. Just pick it up, not picking up anything. Pick it up completely. Grab the place anywhere tool, and then pick it up again. And then I can just mess with it really quick to get it in the right space. And there you go. Fits perfectly. I really don't think that there's a whole lot else that I do. It's just a matter of me checking for gaps and stuff. Yeah, so there was a couple gaps in certain parts of the build, so I think I show you guys how I fill these in. This is something that's just for me, I guess. It's not necessary for the build itself, so what I end up doing is in the miscellaneous tab, they've got these angled planks, and I just grab one of the longer ones that are at a 90-degree angle, so I can fill in all of the gaps in the roof. And probably would have been a little bit easier from the inside of the roof, but I did it from the top of the roof, and it works out fine. I'm able to tell where I'm actually placing this plank. And yeah, you can see, fills in that gap just right. I got another gap on this side. Yeah, and then I end up giving up on the gap on the left over by that the shack balcony railing, the metal one. So this is how Fallout 4 goes for me. Just the small little messing with something, and this is double speed, and it took me that long to place one plank. But here's the finished tour, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. It doesn't look super flashy or anything. I think it's pretty fitting for the settlement. I don't think that the ground floor stuff is going to be real flashy. This is kind of just a storage place for food and other stuff like that. But yeah, ignore this staircase. I was messing around trying to figure out what to do with the roof, and I've decided so far that I don't really want to do a whole lot of stuff with the roof. I may add something up there eventually, but right now I'm probably not going to. Take you inside, nothing too crazy on decoration. I use a lot of Aslam's workshop pack, or workshop decoration pack, and then also posters of the Commonwealth. They've got a season pass edition, and then also ones for all the different DLCs individually, so you can pick and choose if you need to. But yeah, pretty useful. Also, Astle J's makeshift furniture is a really good mod that I use pretty frequently. And you can see I've just put out some Mirelurk meat, Deathclaw, Wellington's omelet, or Mirelurk egg omelets, angler meat, because it's kind of a fisher settlement and stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know what you guys think I should do here. I plan to do a Mirelurk cage, I think another treehouse, and then I'm not too sure other than that. But let me know what you guys think again, and then thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.